If you didn't watch any of it, let me give you a taste.
Your minor child can go to California without your knowledge or without your consent and get hormone therapy, puberty blockers, and a sex change operation, all without you knowing or consenting.
You're trolling folks and trying to find migrants to play political games to try to get some news and attention so you can out-Trump Trump. And by the way, how's that going for you, Ron? You're down 41 points in your own home state.
This is a map of San Francisco. There's a lot of plots on that. You may be asking, what is that plotting? Well, this is an app where they plot the human feces that are found on the streets of San Francisco.
How do they know if it's human feces or dog feces? Poop map. I didn't see that coming. So let's talk about if the state of play changed for DeSantis in terms of how he's seen in the field, especially with Nikki Haley getting all this attention. And did Democrats look at Gavin Newsom and say, ooh, we need an upgrade? All right, for DeSantis, Sam Nunberg, okay? And former Democratic Ohio State Senator Nina Turner to represent, obviously, the Democrats. Good to see you both. I hope Thanksgiving was good. Nina, I start with you. Of course, he said, and the governor said to me when he was on my show, listen, I'm just making the case for the Biden administration. I love Joe Biden. I'm not running for him. I'm in awe of him. That said, do you believe that the man making the case last night is the man you need to win the race?
Well, he means all of that, Chris. So let me just say what Governor Newsom can't say because he's being gentle. He's auditioning. This is audition. That debate was a pure, straight-up audition. He did a very good job during the audition. He's going to respect the process. As you know, on the Democratic side, and Americans know, we have an incumbent. And unfortunately, in America, when we have an incumbent, regardless of party, debates are discouraged. The beautiful thing about last night is we got to see two governors, one from Florida, the other from California, really have a robust debate about what was happening in their states and what's happening in America, and we need more of it. So Governor Newsom cannot say what Nina Turner can say, which is, oh yeah, he auditioning.
First of all, no one can say what Nina Turner can say, which is why I'm always hunting you down to come on the show. But also, one little spin on it, though, and I've talked to a lot of people in your party about this recently. It's not in America that's the way it works. It's in the parties that's the way it works. And parties are nothing but tradition. They're not in the laws. They're not a creature of our Constitution. You guys make the rules for yourselves. And this idea that you're going to play it out to the convention, do the Democrats really believe you can wait that long? Or do you have to make a decision about who your horse is, and soon?
All right, Chris, I'm glad you laid that out. These two independent corporations control it. So, you know, I fuss with my party all the time. Robust debate, that's what the primary is for. No, I don't think the party that we can wait, especially Democrats. The American people are speaking. Both Republicans and Democrats have been very clear. They don't want to see a rematch between President Biden or President Trump. But we're going to put that in the parking lot because obviously for both of these parties, especially my party, it doesn't matter. They are shutting down debates. I mean, Democrats in Florida, for example, are just shutting it down. Congressman Dean Phillips is running, as you know, as a Democrat. Marianne Williamson running as a Democrat. Cenk Uygur running as a Democrat. And then the two independents who lean more Democrat is Dr. Cornel West and RFK Jr. But my party has shut down that debate to their own detriment, I believe.
Yep, agreed. Lean. If Cornell and Bobby were leaning any more to the left, they'd fall down a flight of stairs. They're both Democrats. They just can't get into the process.
Now, don't mess with Dr. West, though. Cuomo,
listen,
don't mess
Brother
with Dr.
Cornell,
West, though.
Brother Cornell is always welcome on the show, and I know better than to get sideways with him if I want to keep all my hair. Sam Nunberg, you can't hide in the shadows back there. You're going to get into this conversation. You're going to get in here right now. So Ron DeSantis has the problem of being able to break out, and I think he's much better last night one-on-one than he is in that group setting for whatever reason. I don't know what the rationale is. Did you see anything last night that changed your feeling about whether it has to be Trump in order for you to win?
Well, I don't believe Donald Trump would win. I think Joe Biden would beat Donald Trump again. So I think he's unelectable. Chris, I come from the right. I'm not part of the Lincoln Project or the old party of the Republicans. I know what happened in 2020. I know what happened in 2021. And I know what happened in 2022. And what you saw last night was the Ron DeSantis of 2022. As you said, this primary process has really crowded him out. It has not been a process that's been able, particularly because of issues that are covered in the conservative media echo chamber, that from a national point of view, he's been able to shine the light and remind the voters why the Republicans did not have that red wave except in one state, the state of Florida and upstate New York. And, last night, I would say, obviously, he was the winner. He was the clear winner. He was the clear winner in the Republican primary, too, because if you look, it was the one time where Ron DeSantis, since the day of his announcement, was able to control and have all the oxygen.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of News Nation's fact-driven coverage.